Good day. I trust you're doing very well today, and I believe God has been gracious to you. And today I want to speak specially to the new students, those captured within year one, depending on the institution. But one thing they all have in common is that they are all new students to the institute. I'm going to talk about utilizing your days of innocence on campus. For the past 3 to 4 days now, this thought has been lingering in my mind, and it has been around how to help the year ones not get themselves into so much mess that they would begin to regret when they climb higher why they got themselves into such things. One beautiful thing about getting a new clothes is that you want to wear that clothes every day. You want to wear it to market, wear it to church, wear it to school, wear it to everywhere. If your parents don't intervene, sincerely you're going to do that as children. But with a timely intervention, you get to know that yes, this is a special clothes, but there are special days I need to wear them. Yes. And that is what I'll be talking about this morning. So when we start, let's start with the word. Let's start with the definition of the word innocence. Innocence is simply defined as lack of guile or corruption. In other ways, innocence can be defined as a state of being pure. That's purity. Lack of corruption, the lack of guile, purity. One beautiful thing that characterizes every new student that comes into the higher institution is a sense of purity. Purity in the sense that they've not been indoctrinated with the vice that exists on campus. Right now, they just came in like newbies. They don't know the baddest of the bad sports. They don't know the baddest of the bad groups. Some of them don't even know that they are students who are part-time students, in the sense that for the ladies, they are hookup girls while they come to school. For the guys, they are almost full-time Yahoo guys while also coming to class. A number of times they've heard about these things, but they don't know about the fact that it is a reality on campus. So there's this and I won't use the word naivety rather, but I would like to use the word lack of awareness of the wickedness that exists on campus. Let me put it that way. And sincerely, it is a very good place to be at, because knowledge can also be a burden. Sometimes when you don't know about something, or when you know the right thing before you are shown the wrong thing, you have a better chance of choosing the right thing and not doing the wrong thing. Let me give a typical example. If someone gives you a food that 7 cockroaches has been removed from inside before it was given to you, if you were not there when the cockroaches were removed, you will still eat that food with all gladness. But if you were there when even the leg of a cockroach is removed from that food, you are not going to eat it. Now that is one other way to define innocence, because you are not there in the know, you don't have that knowledge, so you exist in a realm of innocence where your heart is clear and pure towards everything, just like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Before the fall, they existed in a realm of innocence where there was no evil, there was no guile, there was no corruption in them. They were pure. And this is also very similar to not a lot of year one students or new students, because the truth is that I know some persons came into school with corruption in them, but a number of other persons came into school not knowing that corruption can be to that length. I'm going to talk about 5 areas where we can utilize our days of innocence to build a more formidable system that will be useful to us now when we're on campus, and it will help us build our life such that by the time we are leaving campus, we have little regrets. The first place I really want you to utilize your days of innocence is in your academics. A number of you right now don't know, you have heard of sorting, but you have not sorted. You have heard of sleeping with lecturers for grade, but you have not been caught up in that web yet. Sincerely, this is an innocence that you need to protect. Study hard, write your exams. You don't need to sort. Please, don't defile your academic garments. Let me put it that way. Don't defile your academic garments. Don't defile your academic innocence. Read your books, write your exams. You don't need to sort anybody, and you don't need to sleep with anybody to have a good grade. This is an innocence you must protect till you leave school. And because you just came in, you probably have not yet made that mistake. So that before you now start saying, oh, if I had known, I wouldn't have. This is an opportunity for you not to even do it in the first place. The innocency of academics, academic innocency. Don't sort anybody. Don't have sex with anybody for grade. For guys, don't engage yourself in wicked activities because you want to pass. Don't do that. Perfect your innocence in that area. Number 2, perfect your innocence in the area of friends making. See, you are in year 1 now. You can choose your friends correctly without putting yourself in a lot of mess. See, that saying that go show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. And I think the book of Psalms chapter 1, it says, blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sitteth in the seat of sinners, nor standeth in the counsel of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on it he meditates day and night. In a way of paraphrasing it, please, you have the opportunity to choose your friends rightly now. You just came in, so you won't say, oh, if I had known, I wouldn't have been friends with that guy, I wouldn't have been friends with that girl, she influenced me negatively, he influenced me negatively. Please, don't get to that point where you now begin to regret your actions. This is a time to take the right action so that you don't regret anything. Protect your innocence. Number 3 rather, protect your innocence in the area of dressing. Well, some of us came from our houses with good clothes, but now you've come into school, you've seen the way some persons dress, and you want to begin to copy them. You want to show us your breast. You want to show us your let me say the way it is. You want to show us your vagina. You no longer wear bra, you no longer wear pants, because you think it's now the reigning thing on campus. For a guy, you no longer wear good clothes. You want to show everybody your penis, that you have a big penis. See, you were not like this when you came on campus. Don't allow the system that be on campus to corrupt you. You are still in your time of innocence, I believe, for a number of us. And it's something you must protect. The way you dress, maintain decency, maintain modesty. The truth is this: if you dress to reveal any part of your body, your breast, your buttocks, your vaginal linings, your pants linings, as a guy, your penis, your chest, there's no doubt about it. You are not a believer, you are an unbeliever, because you still have a deal with the devil. Please protect your innocence in the area of dressing. The next area I'll talk about is the area of relationship. Some of you are saying that being on campus is a privilege to have a boyfriend, to have a girlfriend. See, listen to me. The devil knows that you don't know the consequences of those actions. The devil knows that you don't know how broken you are going to be, how destroyed you are going to be by the time you meddle with those unwholesome relationship in the name of boyfriend, girlfriend. See, one thing with innocence is that once you lose it, you cannot get it back. You can only regret. You can only be in perpetual regret, wishing that you had not done those things. So listen to me, dear new student. Whether you are in first semester of your level 1 or second semester of level 2, I believe you have not gone so deep. I just trust God for that. Please, and even if you have gone deep, this is a time you can still come out. You don't need to get to final year and you're beginning to look back at the kind of friends you made and the kind of mistakes they led you into, things you have not done, even if you like, things you have not even imagined. Let me put it that way. But you are inside it. Why? The kind of relationships you got yourself into, by the virtue of the kind of friends you made. Please, as a student, I believe that except you are old and probably you were engaged, ready for marriage before you came into school. But sincerely, as a student, I believe you came to school for academics, and academics should be your priority and not relationship. If anybody says he want to marry you and that person cannot wait for you to be done with school, then that person does not even like you. The person does not love you. As a woman, any man who is not out to see you progress in your life ambition, I'm not saying you're becoming overly ambitious, but at least any man that cannot wish you to have something tangible, at least a good degree, because with him putting you in a relationship, I don't think you concentrate properly for your studies, and you cannot make a good grade. And any man that cannot help you make a good grade is not the man you should be around. And if he cannot wait for you to concentrate and come out with flying colors in your academics, then I believe when you get into that marriage, you are going to be a perpetual housewife. Worst case scenario, you become a petty trader. But please, getting into a relationship is not part of it right now. Focus on your academics and keep your innocence. The next thing I'm going to talk about is managing your sexuality. See, I know a lot of us, you came into school as a virgin. For some of you, as a girl, nobody has pressed your breast. But right now, your breast has become a button for everybody. You have no restraint over your sexual urge. You have no boundaries. Any guy can just grab you and hug you, and you think it's normal, you think it's okay. As a guy, you don't have any restraint. You are just hugging from pillar to post, hugging everything huggable, touching everything touchable, and you don't know what the devil is doing to you. You are losing your innocence, and you are walking into a well-laid trap of the devil. The devil knows that prior to now, that this is not your way of life. But right now, he's wanting you to engage yourself in those things so that he can properly set you up for the destruction that he has set ahead for you. Dear young brother, dear young sister, this is the time to protect your innocence, because this is your season of purity. And I know for some of us, even if you have gotten into this thing, you have not gone so deep as that you cannot turn back. Because let me tell you the truth, the one thing with sexual sin and sexual immorality is that once you get into it, it becomes more difficult to come out. Let me end with this scenario. If you don't know what egusi soup tastes like, you will not desire egusi soup. If you don't know what ogbono soup tastes like, you will not desire ogbono soup. But the very day you know what it tastes like, you have developed your taste bud to begin to desire it. So when it comes to managing your sexual urge, listen to me. It's an urge you must control. I know right now some of us, our emotions are flying over the roof. You want somebody to touch you, to hold you, especially when you have friends who are immoral. They are telling you about the sexual escapades and the rest of them. And you are wishing that you had a boyfriend. You are wishing that you had a girlfriend. You are wishing that you have somebody to experiment with. Because for some of us, you are beginning to want to experiment sex. Please, protect your innocence. Protect your purity. Protect this stage of your guiltlessness, so that by the time you get into final year, you will look back and you will not have a lot of regret, because you knew from day one that your innocence in your first year in school is something to be protected. And I tell you the truth, if you can make a commitment to protect your days of innocence, I tell you the truth, you will leave school with the least amount of regret. But if you decide to begin to experiment on things and you defile your days of innocence, by the time you are leaving school, you have a lot of regrets. The story of a young lady who came into school, a virgin. But in her year one, because she didn't see the place of wholesome counsel, and she was not in the gathering of the believers, a guy deceived her into having sex with her, and the guy broke up with her some weeks to exam. She was totally devastated. He affected her mentally, he affected her emotionally, and he ended up affecting her academically. I was speaking to her when she was in her 200 or 300 level, and when I talked about sexual purity, she was pained in her heart. Reason being that she lost her innocence when she did not know what it was. But now she now knows what it is, but she cannot get it back. A story is also told of a guy who got into, by his early days in school, he had started doing impersonation because he was an intelligent student, writing exam for people. Before you know what was happening, he had started having sex. And by the time he got to 300 or 400 level thereabout, he was caught cheating. That he was writing exam on somebody, he was caught, he was expelled, and beyond that, he had become addicted to sex and tramadol, because the girl he was having sex with kept giving him drugs so that he can perform, and now he had become addicted. In the days of his innocence, he did not protect it because he did not know that it was a period he needed to protect, and now he had become an addict to drug, an addict to sex, and he has been expelled. See, protect your days of innocence, because if you don't, you get hooked up in a way of life that you wish you never get hooked up in it. This is not in a way to put fear in you, but this is in a way to tell you that there is something you have to protect. It is more precious than egg, because once it is cracked, it can only be managed, it cannot be undone. Because immediately Adam and Eve ate the fruit of good and evil, God cannot undo that knowledge. He could only look for a way to scavenge for them. So please, don't put yourself in a place where God will be looking for how to scavenge your destiny and your future. But rather, please protect your days of innocence, so that by the time you are in final year, you will not have any regret. I trust God that for each and every one of you that watch this video to the end, by the time you get to final year, you will have little regret. You will have little regret. Thank you, and God bless you. I will see you at the top with minimal mistake, with minimal regret, with less guilt. I love you, and I'm praying for you. Thank you.